We are glad to have you here today, and you're all welcome once again on ALLATRA TV Africa. Today we have our special guests from Uganda, Valine, Wejuli, Patrick, Kangave, and Patricia Akello. How are you guys?
We're fine. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much for hosting us.
Sure. And also my co-host today is Valeri. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you, Arthur. Hello, everyone. And I'm so glad to be here with you today. And before we move on, I'd like to address our dear viewers. If you joined us recently and have never heard about Creative Society, I'll give you a brief explanation. So Creative Society is a unique project that has been launched on the platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement. People from more than 180 countries conduct numerous social surveys, interesting interviews, and a live conversation just like we have today. In order to find out how people envision the society where everyone is happy, lives prosperously and feels life, feels safe, and whether they want to live in a creative society. And dear viewers, please feel free to leave your comments and questions in the live chat on YouTube.
Yes, and now, our dear guests, could you tell us and our viewers a little bit about yourself? What are you doing in your life? How did it happen that today you are in our live broadcast? And where you draw your life inspiration from? I think we shall start with Valine.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name, as mentioned earlier, is Wejuli Valine Samantha. I'm a student at Makerere University, pursuing a degree in Bachelor of Commerce. So I'm a lot into accounting and math-related things. Yes, so I'm also a member of Rotaract, which is a part of Rotary International. Rotaract is one of the places that really makes me feel comfortable and at home. We do a lot of projects where we give back to the community. We have a lot of schools in the area that do not have water, that do not have books. So we lend a hand in whatever ways that we can to them. My inspiration is from the Bible. I am a Christian and I believe in God. And one of my major life, I don't know what to call it, is the rule of love your neighbor as you love yourself. Because I believe that if we all love each other, we can do away with so many evils or things that are going on in the world at the moment. Thank you.
Actually, in law, we call that the neighbor's principle, where you love your neighbors, you love yourself. Let's hear from Patricia.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Akello Patricia. I'm a student at Makerere University, Uganda. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in law. So my interest is in the law and justice in society. I'm also a core committee member of the Model Peace Forum. This is a non-profit organization that's meant to give a platform to the young people to air out what they believe, what society they want to have, what they want to see, the justice they want to see. My inspiration is, since I'm pursuing law, I want to see justice. I want to see the law being prevailed, the law being upheld, and no one is above the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Amazing profile, and we are happy to know what you are doing. Let's hear from Kangave.
Good evening, everyone again. My name is Kangave Patrick. I'm a student in Hangzhou, Zhejiang, China. People call it the Silicon Valley of China. I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and I'm also the founder and we are the lead innovation in the field of agriculture. We have founded the Food Network. I believe in the basic principles of human life and also the freedom, especially of press. That's my main topic, especially according to the creatives that we were told to select. I am rather motivated, especially when I came here. My eyes were opened a little much more to the possibilities that we have. Considering and envisioning the simple solutions these people have been able to have to problems that have lasted generations and generations. For example, the basic lack of food. At the Food Network, we have a belief that all areas, for example, Africa, that in a report released in 2013, this place grows enough food to feed herself. Why is that not the case? And this case and many other things are the reasons that have driven our innovation to come up with platforms like the Food Network to ensure that food reaches everywhere at an affordable price. Also, we look forward to partnering with bodies like the one of Affirmative, which we believe in the Model Peace Forum, we believe in what they stand for, and therefore we look forward to such collaborations in that it's not only the problems like shortage of food and such things that we face, but also others, but also to look into the fact that such issues are met with easy and affordable and innovative ways of solving such issues. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing and so interesting actually to listen your opinions, because you know, as we guys actually, yeah, like we are the next generation actually, yeah, and it is really interesting to know your vision. How do you see the future of our society? And I would like to ask you this question, yeah, like just can you describe the society, how do you envision this the society, the creative society, where you would feel happy, your relatives will feel happy, and actually all people on Earth will feel happy and will live like comfortably? How do you see this society? Probably what's the what's the point supposed to be? Probably in a relationship, in all the spheres.
Let's start with should we start with Patrick? Let's start with Patricia.
Okay, the society that I would see that would make everyone happy is a society where the law and justice are upheld, a society where there is no social injustice, where there is equality, no discrimination, where there is equality in that distribution of resources, opportunities for everyone are equal, where we have better and good healthcare services in that society, where the education is improved and it's brought nearer to the people. In such a society where quality, not only is it brought, but then the quality is also improved in the villages where people can't access better and good education systems or better and good healthcare services. If that is improved in our communities, if that's worked on, if social justice is upheld and all those that are against it or those that perform criminal actions are brought to justice, then I envision that as a society where everyone is living happy and yes, everyone is living.
Thank you so much. What about you, Valine?
Thank you. The society I envision is one where there is security for life, you know, where you can move out of the house without fear that, I don't know, something will happen to me, or you don't fear anything like maybe terror attacks or things like that, because life is too important for you to be afraid for it all the time. In addition to security, there is also financial security and food security. Financial security, I envision a world where everyone has at least enough finances to support themselves, to buy the basic needs that they need to survive, where we don't have people sleeping by the side of the road, beggars, and then also food security, which is very important. Very many people are dying of hunger, and I believe that it's really not right. Like, something has to be done about it, and the world I envision has everyone with everything in abundance. And then I also envision a world where there is a lot of personal development. An individual, in a world where, let me say, there is already security and everything, and people have what they need. But when you don't try to develop yourself, you may have everything you need and you're still greedy and you want more, and you maybe go and start stealing or something like that. But I feel like when you develop yourself mentally and physically, you read books, you go to school, you try to make yourself a better person. So if each and every individual took steps to better themselves, then that's a society I would want to live in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Patrick, what do you think? What is your envision of creative society? Oh, Patrick, we probably cannot hear you. Maybe you can turn on the microphone.
Unmute. Oh, sorry, I forgot to unmute. Well, my envisionment of a creative society, basically, first is to begin with having all the basics that are necessary provided, whereby we are looking into having a society where I consider the basic human needs provided for everyone. That is food, security, water, shelter, and clothing. Whereby currently, right now, this is not possible in many societies. But the problems that are stopping this from happening, the solutions to them are actually much simpler than we think they are. They're actually way within reach than most people envision them to be. And that is why I'm very honored to be on such platforms that give people opportunities to speak out on themselves, because the first step to identifying the problem is acknowledging its existence. And by having young people tell their own stories, I believe this is the cornerstone for finding the solutions and acknowledging the problem that is existent. Now, for me, in my encounters here, I've been able to realize that even I'm lucky to have gotten into a place where over 1.5 billion people manage to receive food using an integrated system, for example, as per se. And all of them are able to get this, no matter how far or wherever they are from, but they have managed to establish a system whereby at least the basic human rights, like quality education, proper medication, and such things are received. Now, when we get past that stage, I believe if we establish a system whereby all over the world, places like Yemen, places like my home country, places like, let us say, all places that are in need, Myanmar, if they have the basic human rights, I believe the basic human needs are provided. Security, most very important, education. I believe that is the best basis for everything else to be started. And I believe that before that is realized, I don't believe anyone should feel comfortable living in such a society before all this is started. In my vision is, I envision a society where at least the basic human needs are provided freely or are accessible to everyone. Then, to me, that will be the cornerstone or the starting point for achieving a creative society.
Amazing ideas. I'm actually smiling. Social justice, safety, respect for human life, and food security, and access of basic needs to everyone. It's actually something that I would also envision, and I'm actually in great admiration for all your ideas. And these are some of the things that make up a great vision of a creative society. Thank you very much. In order to build such a society, a world in which every person will feel comfortable, we should be united by one goal. Dear viewers, the basis of our goal are the 8 foundations of our creative society, and they're described in an article, The Foundation of our Creative Society and the Stages of its Construction, published in the 18th of May, 2010, in our website, the Allatraunites.com. You can see now on the screen and have a look at the 8 foundations of creative society. Now, number 1, human life. Number 2, human freedom, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, self-governing society. I believe many of your ideas on how you envision the creative society all are under like any of the categories below. And I would ask any of you, each of you actually, to let us know what you think of these foundations. You can choose any foundation you're interested in talking about and tell us how important you think that these foundations are to each person, society, and the human race in general. We shall start with Valine.
Okay. To me, it's the human life. You know, everybody was given life, and we all have a right to life and to enjoy the basic things that come with life, such as food and all the basic resources. I believe that, you know how medical care is expensive and inaccessible to very many people, and people end up losing their lives because they are unable to access these basic needs, such as medical care. So I think we need to find ways of preserving human life, our own life, and the lives of our neighbors. We need to take care of each other. We need safe spaces for everybody. We need people to be able to move freely, to be able to enjoy the human life they were given. Thank you, Arthur.
That's so true. We all understand that human life is precious, and it's something that we should all value. We should protect everyone, and we should live in a society where everyone feels like protected, feels safe, and feels free to like access any part of the world. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Kangave.
Thank you very much, Arthur, for the opportunity. First of all, I wanted to hint about I myself am I'm directly involved with the food network. That is basically, of these, I realized it could hint on the point of human life. But furthermore, we realized that the problem is not only provision or ensuring of food security. We also looked into the issue of transparency and openness of information as one of a very key important issues. Development of personality. This involved the issue of education, whereby I don't know whether many of you have heard about the free online university, but the development of personality is centered on the issue of having education and making it free and available for all. Now, for us, just to put it in perspective, for all the developed and all the flourishing economies and spaces and communities, the cornerstone or the most important thing that it is best off of is having a free and accessible education, not just any education, but a quality education. And so our realization of this will be one of the best starting points, because it's one thing to have, because I believe where we are from, we have the fastest growing populations. In the near future, 2040 or less, Uganda, for example, might be one of the areas with the biggest populations in Africa, if it remains unchecked or if it goes by the current situation. And therefore, it will be very important for us to have a quality population, not just a huge population, but a quality population. This is what enables us to move forward. I like, for example, when I'm usually commenting on these issues, I prefer to paraphrase or to compare with other societies and then show where, because I prefer to draw solutions from societies in similar situations that took similar actions, and then we can maybe change them a little bit to suit our situation, but more or less you realize it's the same solutions that we also just need to apply for a few years, and then we shall be experiencing the same results. And therefore, after that part, the development of personality, human life, transparency, and then most importantly is transparency for information, and then a self-governing society. These are the key things that we focus on. Lately, there has been a surge in the development of technology, whereby we have seen the development of things like 5G, excuse me, and other things. These have made it possible for certain things to take place. For example, I witnessed during the rise amid the COVID experience, we had doctors from all around the world making calls and live video chats with those in China and borrowing ideas on how best they can subdue the problems that they were facing. And they were able to exchange ideas on such a platform free of charge. This has inspired us also to think about along the areas of having a stream whereby people can share information in areas where they succeed. For example, if you're having a country that is, or a society that is really good at medicine, they do not necessarily have to come over to your country to share with you the skills. Very soon, over a live chat or over a video call like the one we're having, people will be able to exchange ideas with, for say, the lesser developed areas. And therefore, there will be an exchange of services and skills over the internet that may not require you to be present. These are some of the solutions that we are looking for. Integrating of technology, not only for people to get rich off of it, but to also provide sustainable solutions to our everyday problem. This brings me to the point that I selected, the human life part, whereby this is the one we are focusing on because we are currently focusing on the food network. We believe food, as was in the beginning, is one of the basic needs of humans as a whole. Without proper nutrition, without proper food, basically, it's the fuel for our lives. So just to give a small hint about what, a small introduction about what this is all about. So the food network is mainly a project whereby we I came up with a group of people in my studying with me here in China as well. And we thought about a way how we can just like to look at the Chinese system, how they've been able to feed a population of 1.5 billion people, and then envision our population, which is one of the fastest growing populations in the world, and how best we can provide for them food. Because when you look at the demographics, or when you look at the situation of our country, the southern part has plenty of food. Whereas some parts, for example, in the near northeastern areas, I'm just going to be very candid with examples, they have a certain shortage of food in some areas because of the climate situation, the closeness or the proximity of those areas to a desert. Mm-hmm. And so we were thinking, if people in the south, in the southwest of Uganda, they have plenty of food, they grow a lot of food. Some of it, they let it in the market, they let it die out in the garden to make the soils better for the next season. If we have such good soils, such a lot of food, why is it that there is the food does not make its way up to the northern side for also those people to access it, you know? And this was the, I'm just laying candid the core of why we came up with this idea. And so we decided that just like how people here, it doesn't matter. For example, the northern part of where I'm studying right now, the northern part is very cold and very hilly, sometimes inaccessible. But they found a way that even despite the COVID situation, they were able to supply food to those areas, and there was no shortage at any one point. And this was all through using an online platform and a supply system unlike any other. And so these are the things that we have learned, and we are going to change it and suit it into the Ugandan situation, whereby we have companies like Safe Border that have been involved in the supply of food. And once you infuse these two ideas, the food from the south, move it to the north, we believe that one day we shall be able to sort the basic need of making sure that everyone is fed and happy. Because as you know, currently right now, Uganda is the biggest refugee camp settlement in the world, whereby we are hosting people fleeing from the conflict in Southern Sudan. And therefore, we have welcomed them in Uganda, and we have become the biggest settlement. But then these people, unfortunately, are in the northern side. And so we have thought of ways how to supply them with food. In other words, make Uganda more hospitable, a more comfortable place for this kind of people. And lastly, I'm sorry I'm taking really long, but lastly, there is the part of transparency and of media and openness of media, whereby I believe that if at all programs like this, ALLATRA and others, allow and give people who are facing the situation themselves the chance and a platform to talk about their situations, it is the best way to understand and know what is going on and whatever is going on in the places that you want to find out. Otherwise, if, as is right now, if people from the outside talk about a situation, about people in the situation, they may not have the compassion that the people need. They may not have the understanding or the factors or the cultures or the complex parts that lead to that particular situation. And therefore, I believe that a free and fair press, whereby everyone, and most especially the victims or the people in the area of the discussed situation, are given a voice and a platform to air out their views, I believe that is the best way how we can achieve a better society for us all. So that sums up the three of my situations. The three of the topics that I selected: the human life, development of personality, and transparency. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this deep answer. I really liked your points. And if we talk about technologies, I didn't really know that technologies, it's really the good way they have to serve for people. Yeah, like you said, for food, or also like just now, we just all connected, yeah, and it's also like technologies, right? If you would not have this technology, we couldn't even speak out about some topics, because now we can record some videos and all people around the globe can watch it, right? And also can connect to our projects and so on. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity as well.
Yeah, and what about Valine? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I would like to thank Kangave so much. He has brought up a very nice point, which you've also highlighted, Valerie. The issue of technology, his emphasis on technology. It has actually highlighted the key strategy we have for achieving the creative society, and that is technology. Realize that technology is actually the greatest opportunity we have, because it has connected the different poles of the world. People can share information, people can work together. same thing, and actually it's a great blessing, and we are always going to use it as our greatest strategy to bring about connection, to bring about the building of a creative society. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Patricia, right? Yeah.
Thank you very much. I went with my passion for law and justice, I went with human freedom and justice and equality. To bring out human freedom, it's important to note that we all have rights, and in every country has a constitution, and this constitution brings out the rights of every individual. We are all free and equal in our countries, and that should be important. And we have the freedom to come out and express our views about what we feel, about how they are governing us, about the rules they set for us, about how those in power are handling situations, about what's affecting people in society. So we have the freedom to express ourselves about anything that's affecting anyone in society. And for justice and equality, it's important to note that we have laws governing us, and there is no one above the law. Therefore, no one in power should come up and do something that's against the law and go unpunished. So we should know that these laws govern everyone in the society, and we should know that through these laws, we are all liable for all the harm we do to our societies. There are laws that govern environment, there are laws that govern children. We have to create safer spaces for the children. There are laws that govern everything in our societies. So we should take up these laws. We should be able to promote equality, to promote social justice among ourselves. We should be able to to avoid discrimination in societies, to avoid any bias, any hatred. We should be able to bring and to promote justice to the people around us. If they're not aware of what's happening, you can teach someone around you what's happening. You can teach them what laws are to govern a certain situation. You can teach them what they want to know about something. And we should also be able to tell individuals that they have rights to everything that's like theirs, and therefore no one should deprive them of that right to own private property. You have a right to own a house. You have a right to own a car. No one should come and take it away from you just because they're in power. Yes, and for justice, we should be able to know that it's only through justice that we can have peace and harmony. Because if people are able to follow the just laws, if they're able to follow the laws that are governing us, it's going to mean that we're going to have peace, people are going to be living in harmony, and there's going to be less crime and more development among ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
actually,
just want to say that I totally agree with you. And we just live in one planet, so we just one humanity. So of course we have to live in peace, and everything should be like equality. So yeah, thank you so much for your vision.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Valerie and I have one last great question for you, and would like to tell you that it's actually a great pleasure to have you here today. And our last question shall be, would you like to live in a creative society? How can I phrase it in a better way? What needs are how can I even bring it out? Let's just leave it that way. Do you envision yourself living in that creative society? Do you wish to live in that creative society, to work towards it, to work and be able to make sure that the future generations also live in that creative society? Something like that. Yes. That would be our question to you. Our last question. Patrick?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would really love if best off of these the pillars that you have highlighted that are meant for these creative, that constitute a creative society. I am basically and definitely not only looking forward to living in a creative society, but hope that we all realize that it is only through a creative effort, like if all of us work together and gear towards this, that is when we shall be able to live in a creative society. And just to answer the question, yes, I would love to live in a creative society. And I hope that one day we shall be able to achieve it. And I see that with the current generation, we are headed towards this creative society. Thank you very much.
Patricia?
Thank you very much. I would really love to live in a creative society, because a creative society is like creating conditions that are going to develop our society. It's like expanding opportunities for everyone to live in a peaceful and happy environment. It's like creating a society where people are happy, where everything is going on well, where people are able to come up with developments, to come up with things like to tackle any problem that's affecting their society. So if this society is created, if we are in such a society, a creative society, then there would be a lot of peace, there would be a lot of harmony, there would be a lot of development, both in all sectors actually in our societies. I would really love to live in this society. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and Valine?
Yes, to answer the question, I would love to live in a creative society. And I'd like to thank our hosts today for enabling us, for asking us what would envision our creative society to be like. I read a quote that says, one cannot construct what one cannot image. For example, if you want to build a house, you imagine what you want your house to look like. Then you call an architect to help you draw it out. And then people will become involved in the creative society if they can vision the creative society that they want to be in. So when you, like the way we have been asked, the society would like to see, so we imagine it and then we work towards creating that society. And at that point of working towards creating your society, it's like after you call the architects, now you call the engineers and the builders, and they actually put up the structure. So thank you for the opportunity to imagine what we would want to see. And now it's up to us, because we have to be the change that we want to see in the creative society. And from us, we can also connect with other people to network. And the more we are, the more change that we can bring about. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Valine. Yeah, I really love your example. Yeah, and actually, thank you very much, guys, for today's conversation. And I would like to say that to join creative project of ALLATRA International Public Movement, please just visit our website, ALLATRAunites.com, where you will see the red button, join. All you need is to fill out a very short and easy form. If you or your friends want to participate in our live conversation, please send your emails to info@allatraunites.com. You can also participate in conversation on ALLATRA Radio or send your ideas about creative society.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for today's conversation. I'd also like to add my voice and thank you so much. And also our viewers, we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, and also I would like to say that actually you can share our broadcast in the social networks using 2 hashtags, Creative Society and ALLATRA Unites. Leave your comments below and also join the 6 Handshakes initiative. After all, the more people find out about this possibility of creating creative society, the faster we can begin to implement it. Thank you all very much, and see you on ALLATRA TV Africa.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.